Hello YouTube! So today I'd like to do the second video in my new series, my Back to Basics series, and this one is going to be all about eyeshadow brushes and which eyeshadow brush you should use when you're trying to do each look and what works best for each technique. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first brushes I want to talk about are going to be just regular C-shape eyeshadow brushes. These are going to be eyeshadow brushes that are going to be fluffy and like pretty dense. You can see that they're kind of hard to bend down. These brushes are going to be the best for doing just the eyeshadow on your lid. That's going to be just your eyeshadow lid, where you can feel the ball of your eye. That is your eyeshadow lid, and that's where the most of your color is normally going to go for any basic look. And these brushes are what you're going to use to pack on the color. And the bristles are really short on these, so you can be very precise with where you put it and you won't worry about getting it in your crease or anywhere that you don't want it. They come in a couple different forms. Some of them have like kind of a tip up here where they get a little bit taller. They also can be a little bit wider. You can see the difference in these two. This one's a little bit bigger. This kind, I actually like to use the bigger ones, and these ones you can see are a lot wider. Kind of actually like the best to use right under my eyebrow for my highlight, because that is such a wide area and you can just cover it with one sweep and you don't have to worry about going over it. So the bigger ones I think are better for that. The smaller ones, I mean, unless you have bigger eyelids, but I feel like I have pretty big eyelids, and so I like the smaller ones. I like having that precision with everything. Very, very basic and essential to all eyeshadow looks. The next brushes that I want to talk about are crease brushes. And in case you don't know where your crease is, the easiest way to find it is if you stick in the brush right in here, and it's going to be that area right where your eye meets the skin up here, where it just folds in and it creates a crease. That's what your crease is. That's the simplest way to put it. Wherever your eye crease is, that's where it is. Some people, if you have monolids or things like that, it's harder to find your crease and you may not even have one. In that case, you have to make it up yourself, and that is definitely something I not want to give you any advice on, because I don't have that, and so I don't really know how to go about putting makeup on someone like that. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm not really sure how to address that. So anyways, back on topic, I have two crease brushes that I love. I have the fluffier kind, which is going to be like this one. This one, they're a lot easier to bend down, and you don't really use these to pack on color. You're going to get color just on the tip, and then you're going to use it also to blend. These ones are great. I love these. I probably have 5 of these at least. I love these. Then they also have ones that are a little bit smaller. This is more of like a pencil crease brush. You can see the difference in the two. This one's a lot denser and a lot bigger. The pencil one, I would say, is better if you're going for a more precise look and you don't want eyeshadow all the way up to your brow bone. This is easier just to get in there and just get the color right where you want it. These ones are good if you want the color all the way up, like if you're using an all over sweep of color. These ones are good, and also they work great for blending because they are so fluffy and you can make those little circles and just blend your color out perfectly. So I would say if I could only have one brush, actually it would probably be one of these, just because blending brushes are a must. And I think even if you're not going to wear eyeshadow over your whole lid, I find myself doing this a lot, that if you just put some color in your crease, like maybe a neutral brown, it just makes your eyes pop out that much more. And like I said, I do that all the time for school, and I would die if I couldn't have any color in my crease at all. Like if I couldn't wear makeup, that would be the only thing that I would do. So I would think that is a great tip for anyone who's not really sure where to do makeup or anything like that. Just put some color in your crease, put some mascara on, and you're good to go. I mean, that's all you really need. So the next brush I want to talk about is actually angled brushes. So you can see this is my e.l.f. one. Like all of these have been e.l.f. ones, of course. So these ones are going to be a little bit fluffier. These ones I think are great for small areas that you're working in. Like if you're doing the tear duct around your eye, these are great. Or if you're doing colored eyeliner, which you guys can see I did. And this is going to be in a tutorial coming up. It's going to bring one of my spring looks, so watch out for that. So yeah, these are going to be for smaller areas, and they are pretty fluffy, so you can use this for blending if you want. These also are great for the outer corner of your eye if you want to do that, because it's pretty skinny. You can see that. And so if you're trying to just darken it up right on the corner, you could just put it in there and then use your blending brush to brush it out. So these are really great for that as well. So small areas, you're definitely going to want one of these. And finally, the last eyeshadow brushes I want to talk about are going to be eyeliner brushes. These I think are important if you don't really like wearing pencil eyeliner, if you wear gel eyeliner, things like that. Me personally, I love using eyeshadow as eyeliner. Just get your eyeshadow a little wet and just use that, and you have an unlimited amount of colors. You don't have to worry about sharpening your pencils or not being good with liquid eyeliner. Any of those things, I think absolutely eyeshadow eyeliner is the best. So as far as brushes are concerned, They have some that are going to be, they're like miniature C-shaped ones. This is actually called a smudger brush, but I think these work really great for eyeliner, and if you're trying to get the eyeliner just on your lash line, these are perfect. And they can also be used for exactly what they're named for, to smudge your eyeliner, and I think that's a really great look if you're going for a smoky eye and you don't want a really harsh line. This is what this shape is going to be good for. Totally 100% mini C-shaped smudge brush. And there's also just very basic eyeshadow brushes. There's going to be the slanted ones, and these have very, very little hairs in them. You can see they're very extremely skinny, which is great if you're trying to do eyeliner because you don't want, you know, your whole eyelid to be eyeliner, obviously. So the ones with the slant are definitely what I'm going to recommend because they're easier to apply, whereas ones that don't have a slant, that are just like straight across, these ones are a lot harder, and these ones get a lot stiffer as well, so that makes it kind of hard. You're almost like making train tracks, I would say. It's not really like a smooth application as the flat ones. I really don't like the flat ones, and I would steer away from those completely. If you like them, kudos to you, but I can't stand them. I actually hate this. This is probably the only brush from e.l.f. that I don't like, is this one. So as far as eyeliners, stick to the slanted ones, people. You don't want a flat one, believe me, you don't. It's not good. So this is going to be your best choice. It's going to be good for your upper lash line and your lower lash line. They can also be good too for the layering technique I told you guys about, where you do water or pencil eyeliner and then do the eyeshadow on top. These are going to be really, really great. The smaller, the better. So that's pretty much the basics of eyeshadow brushes. I mean, there's going to be thousands upon thousands of eyeshadow brushes that you guys can buy. Those are just the basic shapes and pretty much what they're used for. So, I mean, you're going to have to customize each set to your own eye and figure out what works best for you based on your eye shape and what looks you use the most and things like that, obviously. But that's just the brushes I have, what I think works good for me. And overall, the more that you play with makeup and the more you experiment, the more you're going to find out what you like and what you don't like. So I would say go ahead and go out and buy some. Just try everything out, see what you like. If you don't like it, you can always return it. I promise you it'll be worth it in the long run. And eyeshadow brushes are a must. I don't want to see anyone out there using your fingers. Please, 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 please don't use your fingers. It never matches. It never comes out good. It's always splotchy. Eyeshadow brushes and brushes in general are a must. I know that they can be kind of expensive, but you can always find good deals like the e.l.f. ones that are $1, and just go out and try them. Please, 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 please. I promise you won't regret it, guys, okay? So watch out for more back to basic videos and some spring tutorial looks coming up because I know you guys want to see them, and let me know if you have any specific requests or comments and leave them down below. Alright guys, have a good day. Bye!